Alrighty, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. My name is Boyan Petreski. Today is March 23rd, 2022. This is the Nailing FX and Crypto session on our channel, Trade with UFOs. The disclaimer is there for your use and your understanding that this is for educational and instructional purposes only, and that this does involve risk. Please do not trade with money you're not willing to lose. This is, as I said, the Nailing FX and Crypto session. We will be looking at crypto trades, and of course, Forex trades. Will focus on, analyzing the exact approach that we'll be taking when it comes to these sessions. And then, as soon as we kind of go over the plan, go over the situation of what we're planning on doing, we'll be moving on to getting some trades in and so on. We'll take a look at the current market environment. We'll do a trade review of closed trades. There are no open positions right now. And then, of course, execute on new opportunities. So let me go ahead and pull up some of the trades that I have taken since last time. Now, of course, that was a couple of, actually, it was close to a month ago. So let's go ahead and take a look at them real quick. I should have them here. Here we go. So this is, where is it? This is, okay, so for the Euro USD 1 hour setup, this is a screenshot that we had. This is the trade that triggered within the session itself. Now, this one, I don't seem to have marked the, just double check something here. Okay, yeah, we're all good. All right, so let's go to the Euro USD. We went on the hourly with the 8-minute, and this was some time ago. So let's see if we can. So on the 23rd of February. Okay, that's going to take some scrolling. 23rd of February. Okay, so this is where we took the trade. This most likely looks like it was a stop out because I just see red candles going across. I just want to take a look on the 21-minute, exactly what happened. So we said the 23rd. We should see a little arrow. Okay, here it is. Yep. Okay, yep. I remember this one. I believe we were time stopped actually. So it was this is what I was wondering. I was like, where is my vertical? Here's the vertical line. This is where we got filled. This was supposed to be our T1. The reason is that TradingView is still messing with me. Sometimes it cancels out my T1s. But of course, this is, utilizing our time stop rule, right? The entry was 1.1345. So 1345 is right here. 45. Okay, so right there is the entry point. After the time stop rule right here, that means we would have exited this trade for a small loss. Again, it wouldn't have been a full loss because the time stop rule allows us that if within 3 of these candles we don't get our T1, we can close this trade manually for whatever price it's at. So right now it was probably a little bit negative here, didn't stop out. Obviously the candle closed here. So as soon as this one opened, you could have essentially closed it, and it would have been just for, looks like maybe like 2.3 pips. So not a bad overall setup. Of course, that's nothing unheard of, right? All right, let's see what's the next trade that we had there. So we have on the 23rd. Okay, so on the 23rd, looks like we had quite a few trades. So let's go to I'm going to go to the 1 hour exit stop out. So that's that one for the 23rd. Now let's go look at Swiss franc yen. So we have this trade set up here. at 125.09. So let's see if this triggered at all. So this was also on the 23rd of February. So let's go to the Swiss franc yen. That would be in the mind. Actually, let's go ahead and do that since we have it open. Swiss franc yen. Okay, let's reset this chart a little bit and scroll down to 23rd of February. Almost there. Twenty-third. Should see a vertical. There it is. All right. So, oh no, please. Oh my God. Seriously. Sorry about that, folks. There it is. That was easier. There we are. Okay, so this is where the trade setup was on the 23rd. Let's go to on the, and this was on the 4 hour. I'm gonna have to change this one too. All right, so that's where it was. So we're just gonna show it here, and this shouldn't be as much scrolling. The 23rd of February was around here somewhere. There we are. Okay, so we saw this. It was in the morning, 9:30. So that would be on this red massive candle. Now there's a good chance that we, set it up here. Let's see what would have happened. Yeah, so as soon as this candle opened, actually this was a no trigger because as you see, the candle is unconfirmed. Now, we could do a market replay just to see what might have happened. Let's just go down to here, right? We see the market climate is confirmed, and according to our screenshot, it was actually the second one. So we got to go back one. So this is where we were looking to go long, right? This is how it was looking when we were setting up the trade. We were on the second one up. And the reason why I know that that's the case is because I'm comparing it to the screenshot. That's why documentation is so important. So that way you know if what you did was right or wrong. And you should not be, trying to sugarcoat it and say, well, this would have worked out. Yada. It either worked or it didn't. Our trade setup, we were looking to go long at 125, 138. So 125, 138. So a little bit here, which of course is probably 135. What? I'm sorry, 125. What am I talking about? 125, 138. So this is where we were looking to get in on this. I'm just gonna throw a horizontal. 125, 138. So right here was our entry point. Just gonna change this to purple. So that was, we were looking to get in here somewhere, right? Obviously, several candles passed. We didn't get filled. And now let's see if we went to the next one, right? Okay, so that may have filled there. Looks like, let's see, did it go? The low was 125, 160. Still didn't fill, right? Because our entry was at 138. Still didn't fill, and this is now there. Now we're going to see the next one is obviously, it is a fill, looks like. Okay, but for some reason it didn't fill on our end here, even though it looks like it may have touched it. The low was 138 exactly. If you see this, let me just zoom in a little bit so I can show it to you. Right on this candle, and probably these three as well. We have a low of 125, 138. Give me 1 second. Okay, so as you see, this is where it's very interesting and kind of important to understand that Forex markets are decentralized, right? And even though we had a low right at our entry, we actually need to see it go past the low for an actual guaranteed fill. And in this scenario, it didn't happen. So it came to it, it popped up. Um, our T1 was actually at 125.32, so it might have even filled the T1 there if it filled on this one, right? But it didn't, right? So what do? You got to decide, well, am I keeping this or am I closing this? Well, if you kept it, and we're going to see it on the next candle here, right? We had a loss, and that's okay. The stop was at 124.86. So let's go ahead and put that here, 124.86, right? It's right there. You had no chance of getting out of this quick enough. Obviously, if you filled here, it obviously depends, right? This is 9. Um, no, actually, so you would be fine. This is now unconfirmed as soon as this opened, right? This opened, this goes to 9. So at 9, you're at right here. So 2051, you're at up here. This new one opens up. This is a unconfirmed climate, therefore trade is canceled. So this wasn't a stop out. It's just that I probably never closed it out because, as you see, it's at 9 o'clock. I don't typically trade that late. So that we're gonna go ahead and take a screenshot of this, and we're just gonna say that this was a no trade canceled due to climate changing. Okay, so that's that. We are gonna take a screenshot of this and save it as well. So this is in our UFO trades 2022 0220. Actually, I'm sorry, 03 23. This is the CHF JPY exit no trade. All right. I didn't take a screenshot of the previous one. I'm just gonna do that later, just because I don't want to take up too much time. We're already 15 minutes in. We haven't found a single trade, right? We did have quite a few setups last time around, though. That's why I want to just make sure we go through them. And the dollar CAD 4-hour setup. So back to the majors, dollar CAD. Okay, this was on the 4-hour with 1 minute. So that's good. Let's go back in time. 23rd. This is why I throw on a vertical, so it's easier to find of when we actually located it. But I didn't put one on here. So this was, let's find the 23rd. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Okay. Let's throw a vertical on here. Not horizontal. Vertical line. So this was the 23rd, probably around here somewhere. Is where. Sorry, guys, just used to the zoom function on here. There we go. Okay, so this is where we were looking. This is where we were when we were looking to go short. Now let's find the 23rd here. Right there it is. Let's throw the vertical on there as well. Okay. And very similar situation, most likely will be either a no trade or a cancel trade while it's going. So this is 9 o'clock. So as soon as, okay, so this is a 1 o'clock. So until 9, for between 9 and 1, this candle opened. Now let's just roll it back to here, which is where we were looking at the trade. right? This is falling down, it's dropping down, it's looking great. We were looking at this. Actually, it was okay. It was like this, right? The way that we see it right now. It was coming back to it, didn't quite come to it. Oh, that's odd. 27 264 27. Our entry was at 27 170. So this would have been where it filled. Yep, 27 170 right there. So that would have been our entry. All right, so let's push it forward a little bit to see that pop. There we go. So we're in the trade, definitely in the trade right there. So this is when the trade would have filled. All right, now we have 1, 2, 3 candles to make this work. The UFO is gone. So in profit a little bit, pulled back. In loss right now, pulled back. Okay, so if you close it right then and there, it was a small loser. So that's that for that one. Let's go ahead and just put it on a text here. Okay, small loss due to time stop. Okay, and we're going to take a screenshot of this as well. Save it. 2022 03 23. We're going to call this USD CAD time stop small loss. All right. Did we have? Oh, we had Ethereum actually. We had a crypto trade as well. Let's take a look at that on the crypto Ethereum. Again, this was a similar setup. This was also on the 4-hour with the 21-minute. So let's kind of squeeze it up a little. Here we go. This is where we were looking. Okay. All right. So there's Ethereum. Now let's go back to the 23rd. Right here somewhere. There we are. Okay. Now we were looking to go long on Ethereum. Let's pull this back to what it looked like when we saw it first, which is we had the big drop. Oh, it was right here on this exact one. So this is what it looked like when we were looking at it. There's the UFO there. Let's pull this back also to what it was, which is this one here. That's not right. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yep. This is the picture that we saw exactly when we were looking at this. The UFOs were right there. There's multiple of them, so I took them all. We put the stop down here at 25.75. Our T1 is at 27.79. 27.79. Okay, so let's go ahead and just go next. Okay, we're definitely in the trade. All right, pushing against this. Now with crypto, I typically don't use a time stop rule. That's just full transparency from my end. If you were to use it, right, 1, 2, 3, and that's it. You got out for a small loss. I personally don't use it. Of course, sometimes that'll bite you in the butt. Okay, so let's see now. This is already later in the day. Let's push this one once as well. So as you see, we're dropping down 11 o'clock. That's already pulling down. Oh, it's already unconfirmed. as soon as this one either opened or closed. So, okay, so this would have been also a small loss due to a changing climate. So at 11, this one, all right, this one closes at 11. So when this one either opened or closed or somewhere in between, somewhere around this area, this changed. So you would have gotten out for a small loss due to a climate change. All right. So out for small loss due to climate change. All right. So as you see here, the climate did change. So you would have had to get out. Even if you don't use the time stop rule, I definitely use the climate change rule, which is, when things start changing on you, you should not be just keeping it just because you're in it. So this is ETH. Where is the uh, exit? This is climate change small loss. All right. So that's that for the trades that we took last time. Let's go ahead and take some trades today. Since we have crypto open, let's just start with crypto right now. Let's close out market replay. Zoom this out a little bit. Start with the bigger picture stuff to see how we're looking. Confirmed on the up climate here, ninth day going up. We're hesitating around this area here at 42,000. Overextended on the daily. Let's drill down on the 4-hour unconfirmed. That was easy. And now the hourly unconfirmed as well. All right, that was quick. So I want to find a setup, then I'll explain it, and then we'll go from there. They're most likely all going to be very similar, but sometimes you'll have an outlier like you do in XRP. All right. This is the hourly, and this is the 8-minute that we got to go to. Do we have any potential setup there? Not quite. Moving average is at 82.88. Price is at 82.73, so they're fairly close to each other. There is a UFO here on the hourly, but we don't have anything on the 8-minute. And I'm not going to force it down to the ranges. Okay, Cardano popping up to over $1 and trying to stay there. Looking stronger than the rest of them here. 4-hour and daily kind of overextended there. So nothing to do there. It's also red. I'm sorry, it's green while the rest of them are red. I mean, Bitcoin's a 0.25% down. That's no big deal. All right, here we go. Axis on the daily confirmed up, second candle. Even though it says 7, again, remember, that's because the software typically counts the unconfirmed candle. So it's counting this whole section as one, right? We've had some unconfirmed candles, and now it's a confirmed 2 candles up. Okay, let's go to the 55-minute to see if we have anything. We may potentially have something here. All right, moving. All right, so let's go ahead and talk it over exactly how we go about these things. So the first things first, obviously, we need the climate. Obviously, right now we don't have standard up and down because this is a daily, and obviously on the cryptos, the dailies don't really are not. There's not enough information to be able to properly suggest what the standard deviation up and down is. So we're just going to take it, if there's less than 5, we're okay. If there's more than 5, we're going to skip it. Right now, there's 2 confirmed candles, dailies up. So currently, we're looking at a couple of things here. This is the daily time frame. This is the common time frame that we utilize. And this is the edge time frame that we utilize. We're looking for a trade in the direction of the climate. As we see here, auto climate is confirmed up. Looking for a direction in the climate. Where do we enter? So we know which direction, up, down, or sideways. If it's unconfirmed, we're going to sit on our hands, and I don't want to call it sideways because that gives you the wrong impression. So it's either confirmed or unconfirmed. If it's unconfirmed, we sit on our hands. If it's confirmed, we go in the direction of that confirmation. right now, the direction of that confirmation is to the long side. So we're looking for long opportunities. Now, where do we enter? Where do we exit? That's what we're going to be answering next. We see that we have a moving line here, right? This blue line. That's the moving average, the 9 exponential moving average, as you see right here. EMA 9 close, 50.54. We need to get in somewhere around that moving average on this daily time frame, right? It's a big, powerful time frame. So where do we get in? Around this 50-52 area. Why? An additional enhancer of how we go out when it comes to this is this number, this 9 EMA, needs to be enveloped by a UFO, which it currently is. Right now, moving average is at 50-51 right here, right? Let's just call it, let's make it purple. So right now, the moving average is probably doing something like this, right? It's around here. Now, if price, let's say, were to drop down, obviously the moving average is going to drop with it. So do we think that these two will meet somewhere here? Well, that's what I'm essentially anticipating, is for them to meet here in this UFO 5032 to 4970. All right, so that's where I will set up my trade. I have a UFO here at 5032. Let's go ahead and set that up real quick. So we're going to buy 5032. We're going to have let's 5032 because I know what's going to happen. Stop. We see that the bottom of that UFO is 4970, right? 4970. I typically like to add, 20 cents or $20, depending on what it is on the instrument, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're, larger numbers, so you got to do dollars. Axis is not that large of a number, so cents is fine. So you go from 49.70 to 49.50. Sorry, 82 ticks, risking $150. Now, as far as day in force, let's say that we don't get 1, 2, so we need 3 more days. So I'm going to give it 3 more days for this to work. So not tomorrow, not next day, but Saturday. Remember, crypto trades 24/7. If by Saturday at 6:29 this doesn't fill, I'm going to go ahead and have it cancel. Good till this date. All right. There's that first one. What about our second leg? Like the first leg is a 1-to-1. That's where we just go in, get our money in our pocket, we're risk off. It's a wonderful feeling. If you don't know what I'm talking about, practice it and then you'll feel it on your own skin. And you'll thank me for it. All right. Now, as far as our final target, where we're going to make the big bucks, right? Final target is going to be up here, the first opposing UFO on this large time frame, the daily time frame, 61.61. Okay, so that is 13.5 risk to reward ratio right there. All right, now this one I'm not gonna. Well, you know what? This one I'm also gonna do good till date because I don't want it to fill later and then it like half the leg filled, half the leg didn't, and I messed up. Okay, so let me move the entry to 50.32. And our stop needs to be at 49.70. This one's 41.50. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. I don't know why I put the wrong number there. Okay, so that's our setup. What am I going to do? I am going to throw a vertical here and a vertical here so we know the exact one so we don't have to scramble when we're looking. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of this so we know. 2022 0323. This is the AXS 4-hour setup. I'm sorry, actually, this is daily setup. Right. So that's the analysis and rules and plan that we go in with. All right. So if you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to send them to me. You can either email them to me at this link here, boyan@tradictive.com. The email should have popped up on your screen on the bottom left. Okay, so that's my email. If you have any questions about it, give me just 1 second. I'll be right back with you. All right, folks, sorry about that. I'm back. Just had to take a quick second there. Okay, so that's that for this setup. Let's go ahead and see if we can find something in Forex. Um, unless there's any questions, I know there's a few of you that are watching this live. If there's any questions, please feel free to ask them. If not, we'll just go ahead and keep on going and see if we can find something in Forex. This was very interesting that I was looking at. The dollar yen is just ripping. I mean, this is a little crazy if you ask me, but hey, it happens. um, it's just rare to see uh, this much of a rip. If we were to take this from a low here to the high there, okay, 6.15% in how many days is it? In 7 days? No, that can't be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So about 3 weeks worth of time, 6.5%. That's a big move. That's a no joke move. Okay, let's go ahead and see if there's anything here off the bat. I don't see anything. It's the 12th day up. Even if you don't count these three, it's the 9th day up out of typically 6. So on the daily, we don't have anything. On the 4-hour, 23rd. Okay, on the hourly, we're on the 5th down out of 5. So, yep, nothing to do there, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and just go down the list here. Dollar franc, unconfirmed on the hourly. 4th one out of typically 6 on the 4-hour. Okay, let's take a look at that. So the 4-hour is not looking horrible. Let's see how the UFOs look. 93,415. Well. Currently, we could take this at market, which I'm going to do right now. Okay, so we're gonna buy. Actually, let me just do my take profit and stop loss. We're gonna put it in. So we're gonna buy at, let's just say where price is right now, 93, 460. So it's easy to calculate. Stop being at 93, 386. We're going to round it down to 38 and take away 5 pips. So that'll be a 3. So a 13 pip risk, 13 pip reward, 150. All right. Enforce for the day. All right. That's our leg 1. I'm going to do the same thing again. 93, 460. Stop loss remains the same. Final target, 93, 718. Okay. And then I'm just going to see if I were to change this a little bit, if it's going to keep both trades, and then I'll adjust the stop loss to be the same. I'm curious to see if it thinks that that's why they override each other, the orders. So I'm going to keep it like this for now. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. Let's throw the verticals on here so we know what we looked at, when we looked at it, because it's important when we're going back to analyze why we took trades. It's extremely important to 2022-03-23. This is USD CHF. This is the 4-hour setup. So we could have taken this at market. I just wanted to keep it simple like this with limit orders. Realistically speaking, this would be a little bit in the green right now. But again, it's not anything unusual to see there. All right, so let's go ahead and leave that alone. Let's go to the pound dollar, 4-hour unconfirmed, hourly loading. Okay, hourly loaded, but it's 6 out of 6 and quite far from the ATR, so I'm not going to spend time with it. It's not going to come close in time. Daily unconfirmed for 5 days. Wow. Okay. Let's look at the New Zealand dollar. Fifth one out of typically 6 up, far from the ATR on the daily. Far from the moving average, not ATR too, but the moving average is the one that we're looking at right now. Eighth one up out of typically 6. Nothing to do here. First one down out of typically 5. All right, let's take a look at that. Okay, so this is the New Zealand dollar. Let's go to the 8-minute, see if there's anything here. And lo and behold, there is. 524 is the moving average, really close to this top here. It's within it, so we got to take it. Let's go ahead and set it up. Okay, here we go. Sell. We're going to sell at 0.69446, round that up to, round that down to 6944. Okay, take profit. Now stop loss is above 6956. That's even. We're going to add 5 pips, so that becomes 61. 17 pip risk to 17 pip profit target. Now, how long do we want this to be enforced for? So this goes down typically for 5 hours. We're on the first, so we need to add another 4. So I'm going to leave this to be enforced until today is 6:30 plus 4 hours, 10:30. So we're going to leave it enforced until 11. Okay, on today's date, the 23rd. Set. And we're going to sell 150 bucks risk. So we're going to sell 88 units. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing again. We're going to sell, I'm just going to try this out. So I'm going to sell it at 45 now, just to make sure that these orders don't get canceled out for some reason that happens. Okay, and my final target is going to be 68589. Just going to round this up to 9. Okay, 68.59, which is down here. Go ahead and sell that. Now this one, if it does get filled, I'm going to leave it like this. It's, it's not going to get canceled if I put it like that. So the reason why I'm doing this again is just so I want to kind of experiment to see if that's going to prevent from the orders canceling each other out, because that's what I've been reading on. Okay, and the take profit is there. There's that UFO. All right, let's take a picture of this as well. 2022-03-23, and this is NZD USD. This is the 1 hour setup. Okay. Are there any questions, folks? Any comments? Anything that you want to go over? Please do let me know if there are. Okay. I'm just going to clean up a couple of things here. in my folder, so that way it's easier for me to look at for next time around. Okay. So right now we have three setups that we have. We have an NZD on the hourly, USD CHF on the 4 hour, and Axis on the daily setup. So a few trades there. Okay. I think we're looking pretty good. This seems to be popping higher. May get a fill right here in the session, which would be nice. Just in case we do it, I'm gonna kind of not jump the gun, but 1, 2, 3 from here. I'm gonna add an alert on this one, and I want to make sure that if we do get filled on this exact push up, we you know that we got to look at a time stop in case it does get filled right there. So right now, nothing's open. We have quite a few orders in. Let's see what we can do. Obviously, this is, again, a two-prong there with a difference of a pip. Just want to make sure and see if that's what's going to be the difference maker in making sure that my orders don't cancel each other off for some reason. That's what TradingView's been doing to me, and yeah, that's that. All right, looks like we may be getting a fill here. This one I feel like should fill. I mean the spread on Oanda is probably, it's 2 pips on Oanda. There's plenty of other brokers out there who, there we go, we're in on the first one. The spread being 2 pips, like I said, it needs to go past your entry point for you to get filled. So in this scenario, as you see, 2 pips, which is the spread. Not the best, not the worst I've seen, but definitely not the best. So our first leg is filled. I'm just waiting to see if it's going to stay filled. The take profit here that I have, and the stop loss. Stop losses usually do remain, but for some reason it always cancels out my T1 there, my take profit for 1-to-1. So I just want to make sure it does stay open. As you see, the trade's already working a little bit. We didn't get fully filled, which kind of sucks. That's kind of the risk of staggering them too much. I guess I should have put them like at 69441 or something, and that would have guaranteed a fill. I put them up a pip, but didn't even kind of bother to check to see that we were with a 2 spread on Oanda. All right, there's a study error. Let's reset the chart real quick. Okay, well, we'll just kind of leave this there. Let's just move this down a little bit here, just 4-1. And that'll be, fairly close to what it needs to be. Okay, so that's our sell position. It shows us that short there at 69.44. Let's see if we can find something else to look at, because, sometimes the more you look at a trade, the slower it moves. Just a joke there. 8 out of 7, nothing to do. Ooh, that's a nice pop on the daily. fifth one up out of typically 6, but it's so far from the moving average, it's not worth looking. Okay, unconfirmed on the daily on the euro dollar. Okay, second down out of typically 6. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Nice round number 1.1 moving average. Okay. Oof. Oof. Okay, what is going on here now? I'll tell you what's going on. We got a stacked setup here, which is both good and bad. All right, so this is the first line of the UFO. Looks like this is the second one here, where it ends. The second one begins same line there, and then there's a third one here and here. Now, my entry point would be right there, 1.101. Okay. Oh, the what execute? Okay, let me just double check it to make sure. All right, we got the T1 staying there. That's good. So I guess that's what it was. I just had to. Okay, so we did have a nice pop that filled. Oh, that's fine. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right. Let me just double check. This one was on the 1 hour. Let's go down to the 8-minute. Okay, so now we're fully filled on this candle. So, we got to watch out for this one right here. So, right as the session is ending, we need to look at this and we need to basically say, okay, this is ending. The time stop is approaching. Let's be careful with it and, act accordingly. So, if it's in profit, close it. If it's in a small loss, close it. Right? Don't let it wait to the stop, because that's what the rules say. If you don't like that rule, change it, but backtest it. Don't just change it because you don't like it. Backtest and see what would happen if I just stopped using time stops. See what would happen. I did it for myself personally, and I saw that it was actually making some losers be small losers, making some winners be small winners or small losers, but it wasn't preventing me from hitting big winners all that often when I backtested it myself. So check it out, see what you think, and we'll go from there. But again, in about, well, actually this is 4 minutes after the session ends, so we'll keep that open. But just be on the lookout that we do have a time stop approaching. Price is currently moving in our favor. If we take out this low here, which is 69.38, which is what we're currently challenging right now. If we take this out right now, this little pivot down here, we'll probably be looking good to get our T1 well within our time stop. If you want, you can also move this to 5 candles instead of 3. Of course, because this is New Zealand USD dollar, so it's not the prime time for this Forex pair. But I'm just going to keep it at 3. That's what I've backtested. That's what I have the results of. I haven't backtested 5. Let's go back to the Euro USD. I believe we were on the 4 hour. Yes. All right, so the 4 hour with the 21 minute. So we want to get in on this action. I'm going to take these out. So we have these 2 UFOs here. Let's sell the 1.101 even. Okay, that's the beginning of this UFO. No need to be rounding down there. I guess if you really wanted to get in on it, you could do something like 109 like this, right? And you'll be a little bit below that to make sure you guarantee fill if it touches and goes, because this is such a round number. So you could do that. Now for the stop, we got to go all the way up to 1.10401. We round it up, even though it's just a 1, we round it up to 41, and we add 5 pips, so that's a 6. So 46, it starts at 47, 46.7, so we're fine. So this starts right before, our stop is right before this UFO. Now, in full transparency here, if I was trading this my own money, I would include this and put it at above. The strictest of plans says, the white space above. Why I like this UFO above here is it's almost like a trap UFO too. You see these 3 tops here? 1 top, 2 tops, 3 tops down. This is an obvious trap right here. This is the obvious trade where it says, okay, well, if this is, what the trades are in this little circle here, let me just draw it for you. Let me pull up my handy dandy favorites. Okay, if this section here is where the majority of people are looking at and saying, wow, this is the line in the sand. If it crosses this, all bets are off, right? But I'm looking at where is there something right above this area? Is there something right above it? And in this scenario, there's a UFO. So because I'm so close to it, like we're talking less than a pip, I'm going to go ahead and include this UFO as well. All right. And let me just double check something here, but I'm pretty sure that's how we're supposed to do it. You rarely sometimes come across certain rules that to the point where you just write them down. When we're selling, our stop is actually, here we go. So I am wrong. We round up, we had 7 pips for the stop. I don't know why I always have 5. That's because we're buying, we're doing 5. When we're selling, we had 7 pips, so we have to include this UFO. Because remember, the UFO that we were entering on is this one, 101, right? 101. Now that this one stops, and just to make it less confusing, this UFO stops at 103, 1.1032. Well, obviously 7 pips is going to be within this UFO. So we got to take this UFO, 104. 7 pips is going to be within this one here. So we got to take this one. So our stop has to be at 105.58. We round it up. That's a 6. And we add 7 pips. So that's going to be 63. So we're risking 54 pips on this one. All right, so this is a bit more, anything over 50 pips is a little bit more risk. That's why I like TradingView. It adjusts it for you. And we're able to, get in with the right amount and with the right approach. Now, let's just analyze the good till date. This is on the 4-hour. This is the second down out of typically 6. So we have 4 times 4, 16-hour increments to make this work. So we can make this work until tomorrow, in the middle of the night, essentially. 16 hours is going to be, around 2 o'clock on the 24th. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and sell that. And then I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to sell the 1 point. What is going on here? I thought I muted my phone, and it somehow still keeps going off. So I'm going to go at 1.1008 on this one. So it keeps it the same. Now the stop loss is going to be the same, 6.3. Now my take profit is going to be where? Nothing below. So just for right now, I'm going to put the take profit at 109. Just for now, just to have a placeholder so I can keep moving. And that's going to be same good till date. And there we go. Now let's take our vertical line, put it on here. This is where we saw this trade. Put our vertical. This is where we saw this trade. It's set up, right? This is just a placeholder. I'm just going to put a note there so I don't confuse myself when I see it again. Placeholder T2, no T2 target. All right, take a screenshot of this. Save 2022, 0323. And this is the Euro USD, and this is on the 4-hour setup. All right, that's that for today. I'm not going to look for any more trades. If there's any questions, feel free to ask them. I just want to make sure how we're looking here. So here we are. We are on the third one here. We did make a nice, oh no, we're not, sorry. That's not true. Let's go to the hourly. Not yet. That's why I'm like, I don't think we're there yet. Oof. So the low there was 69.38. The low there was 69.364, but the close was right on it, 69.38. We need to see a nice push down for this to get to our T1. Otherwise, it's going to be a time stop. It's pushing decently for so far, but okay, see this one? I didn't do what I did with the previous one. And look at that, my T1 is canceled. You see that? For the dollar Swiss franc, I don't have my T1 anymore. So that's my workaround around this. My T1 on this trade, if we go to our UFO trades NZD, this is the Swiss franc CHF. All right, so as you see, right, wait, no, this one. All right, we have a visitor here. Hey, good morning, buddy. Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry about that, folks. My little one is up and about. Interestingly enough, why did this one's T1 get canceled? I don't think we got it yet. 93.59. No, we definitely didn't. 93.59 is up there. Yeah, 93.59 is up there. Okay, so I'm going to put an alert. First off, now for this one, on the Swiss franc, it was on the 4-hour. So let's go ahead and go to the 4-hour. So that's our fill. That's our stop. That's all good. I'm going to put a time stop. Same thing. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put an alert for this vertical line in case we don't get our T1, which, how are we going to get our T1 when it's not even shown? Well, we're going to pop a horizontal, and it's going to be right on 93.58.5. So 93.58.5 right there. Add alert. Create. So that's how we're going to keep a track of that, because, I don't want to just be glued to my computer, even though it probably will be for the next, at least next couple of hours. I'm just telling you, if you were just to set this up and not essentially forget it, but just, look at it and easily be able to track it and see what's going on, just set a bunch of alerts. It's going to blow up your phone until you turn them off. So it's going to tell you like, hey, turn this off. I'm just going to change the color of these to blue so I don't confuse them, because obviously that's I'm a very visual type of guy. I like it when I know and understand the exact picture that I need to be seeing with one look. I don't want to dig through things and be like, hey, why is this line here? Why is that line there? Okay, so this one also blue. So these are just my, corresponders to what I am expecting. So that's that for today, folks. We got a couple of trades, a couple already filled. So that's nice. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat. If not, please go to the to my link here, tradewithufos.com/Boyan, to be able to ask any questions if you have any comments or anything like that. Um, it's a pretty cool landing page, if I can say so myself. There's questions that you can ask. There's links to things that you can buy between coaching, the supported apps, and so on. This is what it looks like. If you need one-on-one coaching, you can do meet with me. If you have any questions, you can ask them. As you see right here, there's people asking them, um, not just one, but 3 pages worth of questions. So, check them out. Check out the website. As I said, there's the predictive options planner for TradeStation there, Trading View, all kinds of stuff. So, all right, that's that. Thank you so much for joining me today, and hope to catch you next time. Take care. Bye bye.